What's up, guys? Welcome back. First off, let's get a couple of things out of the way. Yes, I am wearing a blouse. This is really happening. Oh, sweet. I have a birthday to attend to. My grandfather is celebrating his 138th birthday today, so we need to be there. But first, you guys wanted to know about a very budget-friendly submachine gun, and let's do it. So, first off, it's going to be an MPX. Reason why, the MP9 might be better, MP7, whatever. Better weapons overall if you mod them right, in my opinion. But the problem is we don't have that kind of money to spend today. The MP5 is one of my favorites. The MPX has more rounds per minute. So it's 850 for the MPX, it's 800 for the MP5. And we couldn't really get more recoil control out of the MP5 for the same budget. So, first off, you might think normally I always tell you to buy the most complete one. But since we will not be using this shitty mag, we won't be using this front thingy or the stock, you might as well just buy the cheapest version of the weapon you can find that at least has the body, the charging handle, all that kind of stuff. So now we are pretty lucky here, because for 30k we got one with the stock actually attached to it, but we don't need that, so we can put that back on the trader here. That's like 4k. Let me see how much I can get for it when I sell it here. Okay, so we are going to sell it here for 3.5 and just call it a 27k, whatever. 27k we spent so far for the body of the weapon. So it's going to be fairly straightforward. We're looking for items that increase the stability of the weapon, stuff like that, while not costing us too much. So if we look at it right now, I think this is exactly how we have it. This is exactly how we have the weapon. I'm going to have to check if the sights are on there. No, they have taken those off. So it's basically just completely stripped, but it's still viable to use, right? So this is what we start with for 27k. We are going to need a stock, and I want you to use the PMM ULSS. Reason why? The stock has sold, so 27k. It's true. I didn't lie. Didn't lie to you guys, okay? It's true. This is the standard one. And you see 190. This ULSS takes 10 off right there. So that's good. You can use any sight you want. But for me right now, because this is such a cheap build and we're really looking to go as cheap as we can. Normally I'd say get the Cobra, but the icon is bugged. So I'm going to use the V1X42. I really like that sight as well. Then for the muzzle brake, you want to use the carbine brake for SIG MPX by TACCOM. Reason why? It takes a shit ton of your horizontal recoil. Right here, we want to take the 4-inch Gen 1 handguard rail adapter. And then any stock really does its job well, but you guys already know my choice is always the Magpul RVG Grip Black, just because it's fairly cheap and it does really take away a lot of recoil. Like it takes away the same as the canted. Takes about the same, a little less than the canted RK1, but then it gives you more ergonomics. So I really think this is a very underestimated stock to use. Now for we're just going to use a regular MPX shitty mag, just because we don't really want to pay more than we actually can here. Now we're looking at 60 ergonomics right now. The recoil is absolutely disgustingly low for this price, but what you could do is get MBUS on the front and on the back. What that will do is give you 2 more ergonomics, but it also adds like 4k to the price. So I'm not going to do that right now, but that's a cheap option to increase it a little bit. Obviously, you could always get a 2-inch handguard rail adapter and put a laser sight on there, but that's all just going to increase the price of the weapon. So if I have it like this, like completely stripped, you will see 33k for these items. Yes. Takes up too much space. Alright, don't worry about it. Put on that. That. The RVG. P1X. And put on the TACOM. I'll put away the Hunter, because that was for a different video. We have the MPX mag. Let's put some trashy PSD GZH in there. Not that it's trashy, it's actually the best budget ammo you can use. I'll show you how it fires right now, and then we're going to look at a little bit more modification, because someone has asked me to do that. So this is what the sight looks like. I find that you get a very nice overview of your surroundings with it. And as you can see, this thing is an absolute laser. For the close range, it's absolutely great, but even if you're a little bit farther away, there is like literally no recoil to it. This weapon costs 60k, guys. 60k weapon for you guys to take in. It's just an absolute monster. I love this weapon, honestly. I will admit to you guys that it's a little bit harder to control once you get a little bit further out. So what I always recommend for you guys then, I don't know if you've seen me say this before, is just aim it like this. Start shooting like in the lower abdomen. And that way most of the shots will be in the thorax and the head. Like this is where we started shooting down here. Then it kicks up all the way there. That's how you control some of the recoil if you don't have the recoil skin control and stuff like that. But that's the weapon like it is now. 27k for the weapon and 33k for the added attachments. 60k weapon, come on, it doesn't get much easier than that. Everyone can afford this. But someone asked for a silenced version. Honestly, just chug on any silencer you want here. You'll see that there are different differences to how it controls the recoil. Like the Osprey is really good for recoil control. The Rotor is not. The SRB9, it's alright, and the AAC is even worse. So the Osprey is probably the best one, but if I want to assemble that, we can check the price. It's another 28k for mechanic, and it goes for 25 on the flea market. But it does increase your overall kick to it. So if you do decide to roll with that, I probably wouldn't do it with the same barrel. I would say get a longer barrel. We are using the 203mm. I would probably go for the 14-inch, because that should, in theory, lower your recoil. Which is something you could also do with the other muzzle. As you'll see, drops quite a bit lower. And then it looks like shit with this handguard, so then you might want to get a 14-inch barrel right there, you know. It makes the recoil even better. Then chug on the RVG black again and get the Osprey. This is like the best silenced version you could go for. In my opinion, that's still pretty budget. But you'll see that these parts are not very cheap. It adds another 60k, so now you're looking at a 120k or a 85k if you just add the Osprey silencer as is. To be completely honest with you, you don't actually have to do it. It's fine like this. I would just recommend for your newer players out there to chug on the Osprey and have it like this. The one I'll show you, the 147 recoil isn't too hard to control, and very close up it doesn't really matter too much anyway. But if you want to take this weapon into maps like anything like customs, where things are a little bit further out, I wouldn't recommend using this weapon when you're going solo. Honestly, I said it's much worse, but I don't feel like it's actually that much worse. It kicks more. It's less controllable, just in general. It's harder to control the spray pattern, and it kicks up even more. So you would have to aim even lower when you start firing, not to waste too many bullets at the start. I'd say just chug on the Osprey. You'll still be able to get most of your shots in at like medium range. This is still pretty close, obviously. But if you are further out than this, a submachine gun normally isn't going to be what you want to take into the raid anyway. This is such a good weapon for customs if you have a friend with you with like an SKS or whatever. For you to go into a building first, clear the buildings. This is an absolute gem. Let's talk about the ammo for a second. There's two ammos you can pick. The AP 6.3 is the best one. Otherwise, the PSD GZH. Don't use anything else than this. These have more damage. The armored players, these don't have as much penetration. So, what I want to say, this one, the AP 6.3 has more penetration than the PSD GZH. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm going to chug this MPX in here. Going to use it next time we stream. So, thank you for that. I've been seeing loads of people subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'm really glad you guys are. I think we gained like 10 subscribers yesterday. That might not seem a lot to you guys, but keep in mind that it took me 3 years to get the first 350 subscribers in here. So getting 10 in a day, that would mean we would double in 35 days, and that's something I'm really proud of. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm really glad I can help you guys. There you have it, a 60k animal of a weapon, the MPX. It's one of my favorites, especially when a wipe happens and when everyone is new, not running too much armor. This is great for maps like customs, factory. I wouldn't recommend taking this into a map like reserve, because most people will be rocking a level 5 body armor. But then again, if someone is wearing like a ULAC, let's be honest here, if you hit them in the face, and this is one of the most popular helmets anyway, if you hit them in the face, there's nothing they can do about it, even with an MPX. So don't read too much into penetration of bullets. It's very important to use the best bullets you can, but if you hit someone in the face, they're dead anyway. Thank you guys a lot for watching the video again. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget, we are streaming full-time in February, so that's something you definitely have to join in on. Loads of new people. It's always fun. So once more, thank you guys for watching. Eddy out.